Now that you've decided what type of video you want to make and what kind of camera and mic you want to use, we can start exploring other film gear that will help you make your videos. There are many different variations and types of all the equipment we'll go over today, so this will just be a broad overview. There is specialty equipment as well, so feel free to research other avenues or send us an email at mediaservices@fanchelsea.ca for some suggestions. When filming videos on your own, a tripod will be the most helpful. This way, your camera remains stable and will let you have better control over your footage. Most tripods are three-legged and will have different knobs, so you can control the height, pan, and tilt. You can also use these head adapters so you can affix something like a cell phone to your tripod. To set up a tripod, you need to place the shoe on the bottom of the camera. There will be an arrow pointing in what way the camera lens should be facing. The shoe should be on tight enough that it does not fall off the camera, but not so tight that it will damage it either. The head of the tripod will have a lever that must be pulled all the way out in order to place the camera on it. To place the camera on the tripod, tilt the camera slightly forward and sit it back on the golden release. There will be a click noise once the shoe is placed securely on the tripod. The lever will also move back to its closed position. To release the shoe from the tripod, you'll need to pull open the lever. Always keep a hand on the camera so it does not fall off. For the tripod legs, there will be clips that can be opened and closed in order to change the height. There are also a number of knobs that can be turned to either loosen or tighten the resistance of the tripod's movements. These knobs will let you tilt and pan the tripod as needed. Not all tripods are the exact same, but these are the basics of how you should be setting up yours. Next, when you're getting ready to film, you want to make sure you have enough batteries ready for your camera. It's good practice to have extra batteries or to have one charging while the other is being used. Most cameras also come with AC power adapters. This adapter can be plugged into a camera and an outlet, so the batteries will not be needed, but it will also limit your mobility. You can use extension cables if needed. Some cameras will have interchangeable lenses. Choosing lenses can be a very in-depth topic, so this is just a general idea of how they're classified. Prime lenses have a fixed focal point and cannot zoom in and out. The focus can be changed. A shallow depth of field is achieved when the subject is in sharp focus, but the background is blurred. A deep depth of field means the entire shot is in focus. An example of a prime lens would be 50mm. Millimeter in this case meaning the focal length of your lens or the optical distance of when an object will appear in focus. Zoom lenses have differing focal distances that can be achieved by zooming in or out. Depending on how your lens is zoomed can change its depth of field. An example of a zoom lens is 16 to 35mm. Telephoto lenses are zoom lenses with a large focal range. An example would be 24 to 120mm. A wide-angle lens has a short focal range. These can be either prime or zoom. An example would be 10.5mm. A key component for when you're shooting with video using a camera is to make sure you have the right secure digital or SD card. It's important to get an SD card that is compatible with your camera. There are many specs on SD cards nowadays, but the two important things you should be looking for are storage size, or how much information will fit on the card in gigabytes, and writing speed, or how quickly the information will be put on the card, also known as a class number. Filming takes up more space than pictures, so having a minimum 16GB card is best. Anything bigger can be helpful, especially if you're looking to record for long periods of times with high quality video settings. You can also use micro SD cards, but they will require an adapter when trying to be paired with equipment that requires the size of an SD card. Adapters can also make cards less reliable, so take that into consideration as well. Writing speeds are shown by their class number, which is either C or U and followed by a number. These classes are C2, C4, C6, C10, and U1 and U3. Filming videos at high definition would be best with a C10 or higher writing speed. Some different SD card formats include Secure Digital High Capacity, CFast, and XQD. For e-learning videos, Secure Digital Extended Capacity and SDHC are the best options. It's also important to format your memory card when you first get it. Formatting generally means erasing everything that's on your card. Formatting or initializing your card will open up more storage on the card and will lessen the likelihood of the card being corrupted. Formatting can be done directly on the device you are using in the menu options. It can also be done on Mac or PC. It is important to note that once your card is formatted, that everything on it will be deleted. Make sure you have transferred all of your files to another location such as the computer or a hard drive, before formatting it. It's good practice as well to format your SD card after offloading your footage or when you're using the SD card in a different device. Finally, the last thing we're going to touch on in this video is lighting. Your goal for lighting a video is to make sure you and anything else you are filming are easy to see. Having good lighting makes it easier to focus your camera and have a clear image as well. A lighting setup could be as easy as opening a window, turning on an overhead light, or using an external light source. Some examples for external lighting would be LED panels. These can be small and easily mounted, but often require a lot of battery power. There are also light kits, often coming with 3 lights that must be plugged in and can be halogen or LED lights. Your overall goal should be to light yourself so you can be visible. The other thing you should be aware of when you're filming your subject is to have proper exposure. Having too much light too close to the subject will make the image look washed out and hard to see details. The opposite is to underexpose, or when there isn't enough lighting. The camera has difficulty seeing any detail because it's too dark. Finally, there's backlighting, in which the subject is placed directly in front of a light source. The subject blocks the light and causes shadows and lack of detail. This usually occurs when a subject is standing in front of a window. Sometimes there isn't much you can do with your lighting, and you will have to fix your image within your camera settings, which we'll talk about in the next video. During this video, we looked over other equipment we can use to enhance our videos. We learned about how to set up a tripod, the usefulness of batteries, the differences between camera lenses, how to choose an SD card, and how to light your videos. Want more information about even more equipment you could be using? Send us an email at mediaservices@fanshawc.ca and we can help you learn even more. Thank you for watching.